in the bottom left as our stalwart blue Protoss. Give it up for Good Game Gaming's. Nice. In the top right, under the moniker Hebium, it's going to be our red Zerg, Ragnarok. I've been casting a lot of TVPs in this show match series, so it's really nice to see a good old-fashioned PVZ. This match has been going some very nice places as of late. Things have just been thrown totally out of whack thanks to the nerfs to the shield battery and the void ray. And I'm really excited to see how things have developed further in the past several days. Nice. Is going to be facing a hatch first opening from the Zerg. Now, if you're a non-Zerg, you may not realize that you actually have to change your entire first 3 minutes of build order in order to accommodate this. You're going to notice that Ragnarok pulled all his workers off of gas to compensate for the lost mining time of having to rally these drones down to the third location. An interesting choice. Usually you make all 4 of these lings using the larva and the main, but Ragnarok is going to split them between the main and the third location here. Gets his actual third hatch down quite in time and is going to be prepped up to deal with this adept play of nice. Phoenix first out of the Stargate. Where's that rally point set? Well, right onto the Scouting Overlord of Ragnarok at first, but it decides to just go for a real Z scout now. Ragnarok is not going to know whether or not this is a real Phoenix until it starts getting hit by Queens or starts shooting an Overlord, and it will pop onto this Overlord out in the middle of the map. 100% chance of connecting that kill. 2 OVs going to drop for the Zerg, and this is a lot of money this early on for the Zerg to be spending on replacing Overlords while not even getting a full scout of his opponent. Nice is going to use this chance to take a third Nexus. Ragnarok will end up scouting this with his 2 lings, but doesn't have enough army to actually cause any damage to the third Nexus or shut it down. So he's got a lot of tough choices for him ahead of him. We're going to see an early Evo chamber, and it looks like we have an all-in play coming from Ragnarok. +1 melee being developed. This should be like pure Zerglings from here on out. Usually you expect to see this Evo chamber around 5 minutes to macro Zerg play, but we're seeing a Baneling Nest in lieu of either a Roach Warren or a Lair. We're seeing that early Evo chamber. This paints a very clear picture what Ragnarok's up to. If you need it spelled out further, an abnormal amount of lings on the map, a dozen more on the way. And this is a direct response to seeing these Phoenix. Now, the Phoenix can keep dealing damage, right? They can pick off Overlords, they can be pesky, can potentially supply block Ragnarok, although Ragnarok is doing a great job of compensating for the idea that he's going to be losing a few Overlords here and there, just making extra, making absolutely 100% sure he's not supply blocked. And I don't think Ragnarok has caught on to the Ling play. He does have a wall to the left here, but the Lynx can still get in through this pylon. A unit probably going to be warped in right here, but we still have the hole in the back, so he's going to have to warp in a unit right here, and that's really difficult. Actually, I was totally wrong. I thought Ragnarok was going to go for that third, but instead he rams the Banelings through the wall. He makes it. Shield battery overcharge launched way too late. Now there's Ling Bane in the main, and this is beyond devastating damage to Nice. 20 probes going down so far. The pylon is dead. I think just narrowly. No. It is within range of the Nexus, so that's a full shield battery. GG. Wow. Ragnarok with the +1 Ling timing. Take note, fellow Zergs. Gate Nexus Cyber from our Protoss friends. The old HGP from Ragnarok means we're not going to see action for a couple more minutes as we await the Protoss's first tech building. Yeah, I want to go back to that +1 Ling flood we just saw. Very, very, very strong, but two things were very much in its favor, right? Nice kept committing to the Phoenix, and Nice kept committing to the Phoenix because he didn't scout the Ling flood. That's a very crucial thing. Ragnarok keeping his Lings hidden in game number 1, keeping them out of sight and able to strike from the shadows with his 5 Banelings, roll into the natural, and from an unexpected direction too. You know, I had the camera positioned at the 3rd, and he just rolled them right into the nat, going for the killing blow, which is not guaranteed damage. Nice hits the boost just a tad early. A Phoenix scouts the Lings. It's going to be a much harder attack to pull off. You get a Stalker there, you block up the wall. It just has infinite health. You can never break it. And it's a victory for Nice. Clear cut. But you send those Links to the 3rd, and you get that guaranteed damage. You can shut down the Nexus. You can kill off a bunch of probes. You can take out some pylons. He's inevitably going to warp in units there. You can take them down as well for a trade of a couple Lings. Oh my god, Ragnarok. Going for 8 Lings. Is this going to be a speed timing? This isn't just 8 Lings to defend an Adept. This is 8 Lings with 4 already on the field. And the Adepts briefly saw the extra Lings, but did Nice notice. It was a flicker. It was an instant. We're going to see an extra gateway go down at the wall. Nice's first Oracle hits in the main for a total of 4 drone kills. So Ragnarok definitely wants to get some damage done. And you know what? There's not actually a shield battery here just yet. This probe is looking to fix it. That's not a wall. Oh my god. Nice did what he could. The Adept does survive here. That was really cool. Very quick thinking from Nice to drop that other building down, causing another couple Lings to die. But there's the Scout. It's going to see the Phoenix. It's going to see the double Oracle. It's going to see the 3rd Oracle. Still in the Stargate, and Ragnarok evens up the worker kills. Very, 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 very neat play from our Alpha X competitor. Nice. Will supply block Ragnarok, but only for a couple seconds. It's not going to affect the situation on the ground as far as larva. We shouldn't see any stacking. And this is going to prompt Ragnarok to go for another dozen Lings. I think these guys do go for the 3rd, because instead of a Baneling Nest, we're seeing a lair. Yeah, there's no Baneling Nest in production or on the field. We should see a Roach Warren very soon. Or we could even see it skipped because there's been such a heavy investment into Lings. A few Overlords should go down. That would be completely normal. 1 or 2 drones as well. Nice actually keeping the Phoenix just with these Oracles. Only 1 Oracle puts into this mineral line. It's going to pick off 1 drone. Nice. Gets the shield battery up at the 3rd. This is, I don't think, the best placed pylon shield battery. Nice, really preempting another Zergling play against this base and playing extra defensive. But look how much it denies mining for this patch. Oh my god. Oh no. That's such a far distance to travel. This is going to cut in. I want to say you're probably losing 20-ish minerals a minute, something like that. It's really hard to calculate the math, but yeah, that's a big disruption to the mining of the Protoss that Nice just caused to himself. It's going to be a Spire play from RAGNAROK. It says almost certainly Muta. In response, Nice has started making Archon, but notice my choice of words there, it's Archon. Archon singular, not Archons, Archon. And that means he is going to still be vulnerable to the Muta. Now he's going to continue investing in Phoenix. We already have the one on the field. Is it wounded? I'm unclear. Yeah, it's a little in the yellow, so not a lot of room for mistakes from Nice. He's got to keep that alive. Rag goes for 6 Muta in the first wave. We did see the Roach Horn. We see the first couple Roaches are here. He's going to leave just a teensy little bit of health on the rocks, so he can launch a potential trap against the Protoss. Oh, God, remember I said there was very little room for mistakes. Okay, the Phoenix does just barely make it back to a shield battery. These things are nigh on invincible as long as they are above those static defense buildings. 3 of them will actually be able to kill all these Muta given enough time. How many Muta did we see die there? Yeah, 5 Muta. Definitely a good trade for Nice. RAGNAROK running around with his Muta aimlessly. Muta that aren't attacking are wasting money. He's committed so many more Muta to the fight. And this is actually enough to fight Phoenix over Shield Battery, you know, as long as you're able to catch your opponent's micro mistakes off guard. They can also hotbox this Archon. Magic box, hotbox, same thing, really. Cannon picked off. Shield Battery out of energy. There's Shield Battery overcharged, though, and with Stalkers and 2 more Archons coming to reinforce the 3rd location, this is not a place that RAGNAROK wants to be. Now, he's going to be quite okay. He's up to 5 base back at home. Sorry if you heard a little background noise. The street sweeper just came through. It is very, 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 very loud. The Muta Cloud picking off more static defense. Ling's on the ground, dealing tons of damage, going to absolutely demolish the probe line at the 4th base. The Phoenix killing them off one at a time. RAGNAROK going to try and come in from multiple angles. Queen smashing from the front, Ling Roach from the right. Changes his mind, changes his plans of engagement, is going to take a more defensive position around this base. The Muta are no longer enough to engage the Phoenix. They've lost too many of their number. They're kind of hurting. And their time in this game as a direct conflict tool is pretty close to its end. We're seeing a bunch more Corruptors join the fight, and yeah, they will be able to win the fight against these Phoenix, but this Corruptor's not going to help against his ground army, and they make up a significant chunk of the forces of the Zerg. That has me kind of concerned for RAGNAROK, but he's using his extra gas whenever he gets it to make Banelings out of these Zerglings. These Zerglings not going to be very powerful until adrenal glands are being researched, until +2, +3 melee hit. Those upgrades really stack with the adrenal glands, the extra attack speed, combining with the power of the extra melee attack to great effect for the Zerg army. So the Baneling's definitely the better option here. There's barely any meta left. This is mostly Corruptor now. I think Nice has... Oh, this is why it's mostly Corruptor. We're going to have some GG Lords on the field. It's been maybe 2 months since I've seen a Broodlord game. This is exciting. I don't know where the meta is in regard to them. It's double carrier production for the Protoss, so we'll see. There should just be a hit squad of Broodlords, essentially. It should be like 3 to 5 if your opponent's able to build up a lot of carriers, and you just use them to shell the static defense, cause mayhem, keep the ground army back, keep the high temps pinned so they're not storming your Corruptor Cloud. Maybe gonna see an Ultra Den later. Maybe, if we're lucky. Mix in 2 to 3 of those with your ground army to really hit Protoss. It looks like 8 Broodlords. Just a couple Corruptors left, but Ragnarok needs to realize that Nice is making this shift into carrier. Just 2 leagues running by up to the left. I mean, Nice, of course, scouting the rest with his Phoenix, but that's going to be enough to cancel his brand shiny new Nexus. And these guys are somehow allowed into the main. The Charge Lot Warpin really sleeping on the job. They're doing their best to clean up now, but it is going to cost Nice the Templar Archives. Now, the other half of these Lings, I'd be like, where the heck they go? They just left. They left the natural. Oh my god, they're going to come back in. They cancel on that gateway. They got the Cyber Core too. Very nice. So the Cyber Core rebuilding on the main. No Stalkers for you, Nice. And Nice is kind of on the warpath here. But he revealed his hand with the carriers. Scout on the carriers, very valuable for Ragnarok. You're going to see those Corruptors being produced pretty much instantly. A lot fewer Lings on the field than we saw just moments ago. Where Adrenal Gland? Where Adrenal Gland, Ragnarok? Oh my god. Yeah, he's just not getting it for now. Here we go. The shelling of Nice has begun, and Nice, rather than recall these carriers, which would really stand up in a fight against this army, at least the initial wave of it, he's going to go for a kill on this base. That's a lot of Spore Crawlers. So those Spores going to trade out for some Interceptors. The Archons seem more preoccupied with fighting these Queens. The Spore line falls, and this base will be entirely overrun. Only 5 drones dying there. In the meantime, Nice has shelled down this base. It's going to take forever for the GG Lords to get home, but the Corruptor Ball with the Vipers is going to be able to engage here. You can drop some Blinding Clouds on these Archons if you really need to. We're going to see Abducts on the carriers instead. They're going to try and fight through the vision blockers and over the cliff to try to mitigate the power of Nice's ground army. Now, the lost drones going up to a dozen by the time the engagement's over, as well as the 2 hatches going down. That's really going to eat into Ragnarok's production. This 4th hatch not going to be up for quite some time. And I mean, Ragnarok's kind of okay with it because he's going for these higher cost units, right? We're seeing 5 Infestors come out. He's getting ready to make a Neural Parasite play. But where that's really going to hurt Nice is we're not going to see those mass Lings, which are such a crucial tool of the Zerg late game in ZVP, for a very long time. At least 3 minutes or so, which is an eternity at this point in the game. Did we ever see Adrenal? Unless I'm like, my brain's shorting out and I'm not seeing it, then no, we didn't. We didn't see any adrenal glands for our Zerglings. The creep is in an okay spot here. Nice has done a really good job of keeping this back. This is not perfect creep spread from RAGNAROK, and that is going to affect his ability to get downfield, as well as scout Nice's carrier positioning in time. Usually you want this like right up to the neck side of the Protoss, and he's getting there. He's creeping forward, but you can see just how far back these Spore Crawlers are from the Broodlords. Static defense falls pretty quickly, and Nice does not seem to want to engage this army. He's going to go for like another punitive push. This is a very Roman thing. So the Romans during the Carthaginian war, the Punic Wars, were like, yeah, we're not going to fight Hannibal. We're also going to cross the Alps, and then we're going to go burn Carthage to the ground. And that's the tactic here that Nice has opted for. Blows up the Baneling Nest. He's sent the Prism into the main. Charge Lot's going to kill off the Hive. And RAGNAROK comes home to defend, but my question is, defend what? There's nothing left. There's one hatchery. And Nice has got all of this, baby. Okay, maybe not this because it's like mined out, but like the production's up here. So he's going for the kill on the army, and he can win this engagement, but I feel like this engagement needed to happen a while ago. Great storms with these two high attempts as they become an Archon. Now they will be lost ultimately, but I like the gusto. 40 Zerglings being made out of all this larva. That's going to leave the minerals and gas to start stacking here for RAGNAROK because, well, he's only got 2 hatch, and he's not injecting one of them, so the Lings will be able to clean up the Zealots. Corruptor count is beyond massive. 32 showing, 6 on the way for a total of 38. I think it's 22 to one-shot a carrier. So well over one shot to the carriers. But the Void Ray transition for Nice has been kicking off for a while. He's up to 7. And that's going to start eating into the capabilities of these Corruptors, unless fungal growths just air them a new one. Oh my god, these are like perfect fungals. Oh my god, these infestors are so good. All the high temp energy being used to feedback. All of it, literally all of it. There's no storms left for the Protoss, and that means the Corruptors can just go wherever they want. They can do whatever they please. There's nothing here to stop them. Finally, some Stalkers warp in, but the Broodlords will make short work of them soon, and that's going to be GG. It looked touch and go there for RAGNAROK for a moment, but really pulling it out in the last couple minutes. Nice is embattled. He's got to turn this around. Goes for the hatch block. 35 seconds. We should see the drone pull from RAGNAROK. There it is. He's gonna see it and be like, ah, damn. Oh, this is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. We gotta expand to the 3rd location. Throw off our whole build order. So, you know, in case you've been hiding under a rock or just don't watch StarCraft that much over the past year, these gold patches, a unique feature of Blackburn, one of only a select few maps with gold patches in the current map pool, and they can really be a game changer in favor of the Zerg. This is widely considered to be a Zerg favored map. Nice has to be really scared that, well, RAGNAROK has 2-game momentum over him, and is going into a favored map for his faction. Hopefully Nice has a map-specific game plan. We've seen him going Phoenix, really favoring them thus far in the best of 7. But I think it's time for a change of plans. I think a nice... Well, okay. I was going to say a 2-base all-in, but that actually might be a struggle, specifically on Blackburn. This ramp very powerful for all factions to hold those kind of plays, and this is a very defensible 3rd base. This is insanely defensible. Yeah, you have 2 attack avenues, but like you just hold this choke. Yeah, you can run weakness around the top, but it's another choke. It's very defensible. You just rotate your army from here to here, and your 3rd's defended. Well, another Stargate play from Nice. We saw him switch things up with triple Oracle play last map, but he just wasn't able to get enough damage. I think 6... No, it was like 8 drones killed off the entire game by the Oracles, which for 3 Oracles, that's not a ton. It's an okay play. It's not great. Nice did have Ragnarok up against the ropes from like the 16-minute mark to the 18.5-minute mark in that last map, and then 18.5 to 20 in however many seconds. Ragnarok just was able to take on the Protoss army and win, force the recall, pick off carriers as it was recalling, force the feedbacks on the infestors, and left Nice without Storm to hold the Corruptors at bay. It was a no-one situation for Nice because, like, you don't feed back the infestors and you're getting knurled, you're getting fungled just forever. There's nothing you can do about it. You're just eating spell damage. You're trading units for energy. But if you do that, you don't have Storm for the Corruptors. You storm the Corruptors, your air army is going to be great until the infestors knurl them. So I think Nice did the best he could with a bad situation. All he had to do was hold, but that was a tall order, and Ragnarok knew it, and Ragnarok pressed the advantage, so to Ragnarok goes the victory. 4 links showing, 4 more on the way. Our Protoss has gone Void Ray Oracle, but it's just defensive Void Ray to hover over the 3rd base. Oracle will not be able to find damage. Does see a normally timed lair. What is missing here is the Baroque Warren from Ragnarok. Yeah, it's going to be a lair Evo chamber. Interesting. Now, this is a normally timed Evo chamber, but where's the Roach Warren? I think we're going to see another Muta play. Our lair is finished. What's the tech going to be? A Hydra Den. It's straight into Hydra, which is playing right into the plans of Nice. Nice did not commit to his Stargate. Nice. Every game has committed to that Stargate. He's made at least like 5 Stargate units. No, this time just the Oracle, just the Void Ray. Brilliant playing out of the match. Brilliant manipulation of his opponent from Nice as he prepares a trap for these Hydralisks. It's going to be a lot of death, a lot of casualties for the Zerg if Ragnarok can't figure out what's going on and finish up a counter plan. There's 4 more gateways warping onto Blackburn. Link's trying to figure this out. It sees a robo. Links are going to see if they can cause some damage in the 3rd. And you know what? They might be able to. Yeah, they're going to be able to pick off the static defense. It's like 1 pylon will make it up. Baneling Nest. Baneling Nest down for Ragnarok. So, Hydraling Bane. But the Baneling nest is going to be the key component. A Twilight Council, a Forge, a Robo have been seen. +2 infantry weapons on the way for nice. But my question is just where is this play? The Prism's sitting at the 3rd. This is very defensive from Nice. He never actually attacked Ragnarok. He needed to attack Ragnarok and end things. Shield battery overcharge will save the base. This is a very strange situation, right? We have a charge play from Nice that just didn't really happen. Hydroling Bane crashing in here against Disruptors, which can beat this, but it's not optimal. So Nice having to switch back heavily into Archon. And he's trying to take a 4th that he can't actually defend. There's no way Nice can defend this without the Nexus up and the shield battery. The shield battery is up for now, but no Nexus to overcharge it. Okay, Ragnarok decides to turn his whole army around for 6 Zealots. I don't like that. I don't feel like this is necessary, but sometimes you just want to go back in macros. So 18 Muta being made, and that might be what prompted this call. He's like, well, I'm going to be a lot stronger. I'm going to be able to hit Nice in the main at the same time I'm trying to push this 4th. And furthermore, I don't want him to cancel it if I push in too quickly, you know, save the minerals on that 4th Nexus. I want him to invest that 400 minerals and really connect the kill. So a Stalker is the first casualty of the Muta. The static defense will melt very quickly. This cannon might fire once. No, it's not even going to fire once. The Stalkers are overwhelmed. They are way too split up to engage this, and Ragnarok decides not to attack with the other half of his army. This is going very successfully for the Muta. The Archons being dropped off by the Prism, trying to get some revenge kills, but only 4 Muta going down thus far. Fleet Beacon under fire. Is it going to go down? The Archon drop trying to ensure the safety of the Fleet Beacon, but more Muta come in. One of the Archons dies in the Prism. The second one gets magic boxed. Fleet Beacon dies. Only 2 Phoenix left to defend in the skies. Another Stargate coming into play for Nice. The Fleet Beacon is being remade, and here comes the ground army. Devastating disruptor shots are going to heavily wound that ground army, but Rag has a bank and is going to invest that free supply into Muta. The Banelings all die, which is going to make the remaining Hydra very vulnerable to charge lots. Now, unfortunately, those charge lots do not shoot up, so they aren't going to be able to help against the Muta. GG is called, and a devastating 3-0 lead for Ragnarok. Rag forced to take the 3rd location. Nice, very fond of the hatch block. You know, there was an era where, like, Zergs didn't know what to do. For a while, it was conventional wisdom to pool 2 drones to fight this probe, which is bad. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, the probe can just out-micro you, and you never take a second hatch. And then people started to one base, and then our Lord and Savior Cyril came along in 2018. He was like, guys, you just go take your just go take your 3rd location. Just send it out. Just go 17, make the hatch. Make the 17th drone, make the hatch. It's that simple. It's that easy. You can fight the Protoss. It's not GG if they send out a probe early. And the Zergs rejoiced. The pool pops. We've been seeing a lot of heavy Ling play so far today from Ragnarok. I wonder if he will also commit to heavy Ling play here on Hardwire. We see Warp Gate start and then cancel for nice as he goes into Stargate. Interesting, interesting. So I don't think that was a meta play because you can clearly see that the Overlord's still here, right? So I think he just changed his mind. I think nice is indecisive. Coming in to Hardwire with one game plan and opting for a totally different one instead. Nice, really committed to the Stargate play still. And given that Ragnarok's up 3-0, even though he is the favored player, you got to be asking yourself, you know, is the era of Stargate dominance waning? It's such a small adjustment to the Void Ray, but the increased cost and the small time increase has really put the hurting on it. Nice. Makes the play with double adept. We are seeing Ragnarok go up to 6 lings. Response 8 lings. 10 lings. Yeah, another heavy ling play from our Zerg. Let's go. Lings. Zone out the adepts to the best of their ability, but nice, able to trade out for 4 drones. A very respectable adept play from our Protoss. Down goes an active tumor. The Oracle sweeping into the natural. Going to deal a couple points of damage to that Spore. Able to pick up 3, 4, 5 drones into the main. Okay. This is by far the best start we've seen from Nice. Nice taking a huge lead at the beginning with 9 drone kills, as well as 4 Zerglings, only to cancel Pylon, and a couple Adepts are going to be incurred damage to Nice. A Ling play against the 3rd Nexus. A Pylon is thrown down. Only 2 Lings left. And 2 Oracles floating overhead. I mean, Ragnarok's attack on the 3rd is a no-go. Could this be a turning point for Nice? This is looking very, 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 very good for a blue toss. Boom. Ragnarok is going to get a Roach Warren this time around at a normal timing. There's our Evo Chamber layer finishing up at the normal time too. Nice. Shades forth with his Adepts, and there's not enough Lings here to engage. There's 22 more Lings on the way, but don't let this deceive you. They were just put on the production tab. They're not going to be here for a long time, and they're going to be split between 3 bases. The Air Force hits in the main. That's another several drones killed. The Adepts able to pick off entire queens, force the drones off the line, deny mining time. These guys are not going to shade into the natural. They are going to sit here and dunk on drones. 7 drones killed now. They will eventually get cleaned up, but the Air Force still causing damage. 11 drones killed off. Now, you'd normally expect 15 to be the Zerg all-in point, but remember, Ragnarok's already lost 9 drones earlier in this game, so that's going to bring the death toll up to around 24, I think. Let's see, is it 24? It's 20. It's 20 drones lost. Okay, that's close. And those early game drones that were lost are much more valuable than the drones we just saw go down, if you count them individually, because of all the minerals they weren't allowed to mine and all the drones that couldn't be made because there weren't minerals. 4th base is finished for Ragnarok, but like, this is not ideal. This is not ideal at all for the Zerg. He's trying to eco race Nice, but it's going to come at the cost of army supply, a queen gun down, and Ragnarok has to keep sinking money into these queens. It's not like it was just a couple short weeks ago where you could, you know, spend money on these queens and then walk them forward with a roach push. It's a lot more complicated. You have to get overlords to drop a creeps trail if you want to do that. And that's something that Ragnarok can't really do. There's a Phoenix out. It's winning map control for Ragnarok at like all times. So Ragnarok going for this Hail Mary meta play, only 9 of them on the way. He's losing even more drones, another 4 die. Nice is dominant in the skies. He's got full air superiority. Ragnarok making his desperate last-ditch play to make something happen. He's lost so much economy. He has to kill a lot of probes. He has to kill some tech. He has to do something. Nice getting a fleet beacon. Nice getting an Archon. Nice getting a disruptor. Nice getting another Phoenix. I mean, 2 Phoenix here are theoretically enough to zone out these Muta. Yeah, the Muta get 0 damage done with their initial deployment. They're going to shift around here, but no, there's 2 Archons to meet them, and they are not high enough in number to fight that. So, 12 halflings, some more roaches, +1 melee, a Baneling Nest, a Hydra Den, all coming into play for Ragnarok. He's going up to 85 drones as he takes a 5th base, but I mean, the Protoss economy is keeping pace with the Zerg, and this is not a high-quality Zerg army. There's no Ravagers, although he does have 1,000 gas, so that could easily change. Baneling speed, not here. +2 range, not here. +1 melee, invested, but not here. Grooved Spines just starting. 12 Hydra, 15 Hydra on the way to try and put a stop to this air army of Nice, but Nice does have a quality army. Nice has out 4 Archons, 4 beefy Archons, a Disruptor, 6 Phoenix, triple Oracle. It's not just a bunch of Zealots. You know, this is not unupgraded Zealots. This is the opposite. This is a Death Ball with air support. It's exactly where Nice wants to be in this game. As he picks up another Stargate, double carrier production is kicking off. Once those carriers hit the deadly count of 6, it's pretty much over for Ragnarok. The Muta squad can actually do heavy damage if they find an isolated carrier. They will be able to kill it off, but they have to find that isolated carrier. Oh. Well, now they can't fight a carrier. Oh my god, he just turns around to fight the Phoenix. That's a brave move by Ragnarok. He wanted clear supply, and he's going to spend that supply on 42 Zerglings. 46 Zerglings to take him close to cap. Roach run by is intercepted. Nice. Really looking good right now. Really looking hot. Carriers 3 and 4 are soon to arrive. Ragnarok has 1 chance. He's got 1 opportunity. He has a ton of Banelings. 44 Banelings. Couple caught by a stasis ward, but most of them will make it through to the static defense, will make it through to the Archons. Big splashes, but these Archons are alive, and that means they're being healed by the overcharged shield battery. Oh no! 44 Banelings lost for just a couple cannons and 13 probes. That is not a good trade for the Zerg. That's going to leave these Hydra on their own. The Phoenix and the Archons are going to kill off as many as they can. Interceptors joining the fight, and Ragnarok has lost his entire proud army. 50 army supply, the Protoss at 100 army supply. Charge lot play coming in for the flank. Ragnarok surrounds the remaining queens, and that's checkmate. Curious Minds. I mean, if Ragnarok sticks to the Ling play on Curious Minds, he can actually just stop Nice from ever taking a third at any point in time. That's super interesting. I think I would have to go back in the VOD and watch, but no. I'm talking nonsense. I was gonna say it looked like he made his Overlord late, but I don't think that's the case. So RAGNAROK is able to take his Nat in the proper location this time around. Looks like a Gate Nexus Cyber coming out from Nice. Going Stargate on this map would be a bold play indeed, considering what we've seen from RAGNAROK thus far. It would be really funny if RAGNAROK just popped his second hatch and spammed Lings. Curious Minds is definitely a map you can do that. It's one of the trickier ones for the Protoss to wall off. Adept opener for Nice. Just the customary 4 Lings double queen so far from RAGNAROK. Does send out a drone for the third. Three for the probe. 1 to clear his actual expand look. Oh, no, he changed his mind. He is going to take the high ground expand. And a couple Lings should be able to slip in here for the scout if that's what RAGNAROK wants to do. Well, an Adept is on top of the slow Ling, and once the Shade finishes, it should die. No, this guy is going to pick him off from the high ground. The Stalker follow-up to shut down scouting, and that Stalker should signal some Twilight play. We're also seeing Warp Gate, Whir up, and an additional gateway in the main. Yeah, so this is looking like a Twilight Council play from Nice. .330 Spore from Rag as he continues to drone. Additional queens being made. Start creeping out the map. Okay. Wow. Interesting. So, we're seeing, instead of a first tech building, 6 Adepts from Nice. This is not the most common play you can make. The Queen Ling is going to collapse on it, and he's going to go from those 6 Adepts right into double Stargate. And guess what RAGNAROK just scouted? Oh my god. Yeah, no, that was a devastating scout from RAGNAROK, and it's going to prompt the double cancel the Stargates. Wow. So this is like the world's latest tech building from Nice. This is so delayed. This is like someone researching copper during the Industrial Revolution. Like they just got, I don't know, they just got to the Bronze Age, right? And everyone else is like using steam power. This is going to be such a late Twilight upgrade. Oh no. RAGNAROK can do what he wants. He's continuing to drone for now. This is actually a very late lair from RAGNAROK because he's invested so much in Lings. And, well, there's so many Adepts out, the Lings can't actually take out the third. But with just a little bit more help, they can. Several Roaches on the way here for RAGNAROK. Nice. is getting blink and +1. Interesting. That's a big pivot for someone with 1 stalker on the field. A bunch more gates going down, so this looks like this is going to be a very committed blink play once +1 hits. I mean, we have seen quite a few Spires from Ragnarok, so maybe that's what it's meant to counter, but we have a bunch of Zerglings already on the field, a dozen more in their cocoons, and it's hard to see unless these all just throw themselves into the adepts and get force shielded off and just never, they just like never actually fight and deal damage. It's hard to see how Nice could ever get the amount of Blink Stalkers he needs to effectively micro against Mass Ling. Here comes the Zerg. The final 4 shields have been procced, but Shield Battery Overcharge is holding strong. Now, Corrosive Vials are going to deal heavy damage to this, and that's going to be GG. Nice, not even going to finish to fight it out. That's going to give the 4-1 victory to Ragnarok.